Bonjour les étudiantes, and welcome to this next video on our next irregular verb. Now this is our last major of the four French irregular verbs, and it is faire, which is to do or to make. Now this is another one that you're going to use very frequently, and it has some phrases associated that just kind of like we have with avoir. But before we do that, let's go ahead and talk about the conjugation itself. So let's start off with je, tu, il. Remember, of course, elle and on are conjugated the same way. Nous, vous, and il, which is also elle. Same as that. All right, so with this one, if you remember the one for avoir, or if you think about, let's see, the er, the ir verbs, it will kind of help you as you look through this pattern. So in this case, we have je fais. So je fais. Notice we have the ai kind of like in avoir, just saying. Now the next one is identical, so tu fais. And the next one's slightly different, il fait. It's kind of like with the ir verbs, or er in French, in that you have s, s, t. So I don't know if that helps, but if it does, then that's another connection that you can look at. So let's practice this side. Je fais, tu fais, il fait. Et voilà. All right, now let's do the other side. So the first one we have is nous faisons. Notice we have the ONS, very familiar from the er verbs, ERs, and the very beginning is very similar to what we have going on over here. So nous faisons, this one's a little different, it's vous faites. Notice that we say this T because we have the ES here at the end. And this one kind of would make you think of the vous form of être, because remember it's était. So have some similarities going on there. So vous faites, and ils font. Oops, O-N-T. So remember the ont from the other ones. We've had sont with être. We have ont with avoir, and we have vont with aller. Well, now we have font. So notice that all of these are similar, have the O-N-T, 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 O-N-T. Et voilà. All right, so let's practice saying this plural side over here. So nous faisons, vous faites, ils font. Et voilà. There you go. So let's go ahead and say them all together. Je fais, tu fais, il fait, nous faisons, vous faites, ils font. Now, just like avoir, faire has a few different expressions that are commonly used with it. Some of these things are things that we actually use to do or to make with, but some of them aren't. So let's go ahead and go over them. So each one of these will start with faire, and I'll show you how to use it in a sentence as well. So first off, we have faire attention à. So that's to pay attention to or to watch out for. So, je fais attention de le chat. Pay attention to the cat. Now, of course, obviously, de and le don't go together, so this becomes du. Je fais attention du chat. Et voilà. All right, next one, faire la connaissance. And this is one of those words that will make a lot more sense once we get a little bit further into French. So, la connaissance de. So that's to meet someone for the first time or to make acquaintance with them. So, je fais la connaissance de Robert. So I met or made the acquaintance of Michael, or Robert, sorry. So there you go. That's one of the ways that you can use that. Let's see, we also have faire les courses. So, les courses, which is to do errands. So, je fais les courses. And I could even make it a little bit more, oops, a little better. Après, so after, l'école, school. So, je fais les cours après école. L'école. I do errands after school. All right, you can also faire, oops, sorry, faire la cuisine. So that is to cook. So, je fais la cuisine. It's always a good one. Okay, you can faire les devoirs. Now, often with this, instead of les, we do say, which is like his or her homework. So in this case, it could be je fais mes, so this is my, if you remember, devoir. You can also say tu fais tes devoirs, you do your homework, or you could say il fait ses devoirs, he does his homework. Or we'll take it one step further. Nous faisons notre. Oh, I'm sorry, not notre. Oops. Nos devoirs. We do our homework. All right, next set. Faire la, let me put faire back up here. So faire la lessive, which is to do the laundry. Everybody does laundry, right? So je fais, oops, je fais la lessive. Voila. You can also faire le marché, which is to go shopping. In English, we don't go to the market, but in French, you could. So, je fais le marché. That's what you do when you go to Publix or to Target or Walmart. You can also faire le ménage, which is to do the housework. So, je fais le ménage. Voila, I do the housework. You can faire une promenade. And this is to take a walk. So, je fais une promenade. I take a walk. That is one of my favorites. I like to do that one. All right, now there are a couple of other phrases that we have with faire, so let's go ahead and discuss them now. So the last ones, we have faire, la queue, which is the same as a queue in British English, which is to stand in line. So at Disney, je fais la queue. And it's spelled just the same as in British English. We also have faire un tour. And you can do this en voiture as well. So this is to take a walk or a ride. So you can do it like this. Je fais un tour. And if I'm doing it in a car, you can say en voiture. Otherwise, you can leave the en voiture off and leave it as un tour. We can also do faire la vaisselle, which is to do the dishes. Always an important thing to do. So, je fais la vaisselle. We can also, last one, faire un voyage. So to take a trip. So, je fais un voyage. I take a trip. And there we go. Now you can also do some different things as well when it comes to individual sports. So we do individual sports. So you can faire du sport, or you could say, je fais du jogging, if you like jogging. That also means you can, actually, let me change this to you, because I know some of you guys like it. Vous faites du basketball. Or any other sport that we have, we can insert them right here. Remember though, with the du, you want to make sure that this is if it's de plus le. Whereas if it's a feminine sport or if it just starts with an L, we leave it as de. So anyways, that way we remember what we're doing. Now there is one other place that we can use this, and that's when we're talking about weather. So if you're talking about what it's like outside, we use il fait. This version of it. So if it's beautiful outside, you can say il fait beau. Or, since this is Florida, most commonly what you'll say is il fait chaud. It's hot. So those are the main ways that you can use faire. And I know that there are a ton of different things and that this is a very long video comparatively. However, this is a full view of how to use faire. That way you know everything that you need to know along the way. So as always, if you have any questions or need any help, just let me know. Bonne journée!